Hi, today we're going to make beef and broccoli. This is a very simple dish, but I know people were asking me how to cut beef so that it won't be tough. So I'm going to show you how. The cut that I used today is called beef short ribs, and you can see there's really nice marbling here. And you can see here, if you flip to the side, here is what we call the grain, and you want to cut against the grain, meaning you don't cut in the same direction as a grain, but perpendicular to it. So, and what I like to do is I always have my knife cutting kind of in an angle, not straight down. And so that it can cut really thin slices. So we want thin and even slices. It's okay to eat some fat, but if you don't really like the fat, you can just cut this off too. Okay, so now we are going to marinate our meat. So marinating is very easy. I think in my last live session I mentioned there's 4 S's to marinate. And so we're going to do the same. We're going to do soy sauce. Just a little bit, just enough to cover the meat. We're also going to do a little bit of sugar. Just like a little teaspoon of it. And we're also going to do sesame oil. Just a light drizzle. And we're just going to mix it up a little bit. And the last thing you do put is the cornstarch. Just a little spoonful, just this much. And if you remember in my live video, I talked about the importance of cornstarch, how it really locks in the moisture of the meat, and when you stir fry, you will know that the blood will not come out. So you just kind of coat it evenly. Okay, and then you just let it sit for about 15 minutes. And then if you come over here, you can see I've already pre-cut the broccoli for the beef and broccoli dish. And then I want to tell you that for our family, our kids love broccoli so much, especially the broccoli stems. And here's a broccoli stem. It's just, the stalk. So we just cut out the tough outside, and then we just cube the inside. And it's really crunchy and yummy. So now we come to stir frying the beef and the broccoli. So I already heated up the wok. You want it to be pretty high temperature because it's a quick stir fry. And a good amount of oil. You hear the sizzling? It's a wonderful sound. So don't be afraid of it. And then you just spread out the beef. Don't flip it yet. Just want to kind of lay it out evenly. And then let it sit there. And once you see the edges brown up, won't take too long, then you can flip them in groups into the other side. And then you can start just quickly stir frying them. You see now, you don't see any blood coming out because of the cornstarch. So now once you see pretty much all the beef is evenly cooked, you turn down the flame and then you scoop it up onto a plate and make sure you don't scoop the oil. And we're gonna use the same oil to cook the broccoli. Okay, so remember I mentioned in my live session that we cook the meat and the vegetables separately. So now we do the vegetables. Because you saw how quickly the beef was cooked. If you had done the broccoli at the same time, the beef would have been really tough. So see, if we already had oil in there before, we don't really need to add any more oil. And you just stir fry the broccoli. So you just keep stir frying the broccoli until at this point you can actually add a little bit of water so that the broccoli won't get burned. And then what you can do is you can you have some options. You can do oyster sauce, which I'm going to do. And all you do is just drizzle across the broccoli. And then you can do sesame oil, just a full circle. And then also a little bit of sugar. Just sprinkle some. And then you continue to just stir fry it. One thing I want to mention is that, you know, we do steam food at our house. So right now you see next to me is a steamer, and I'm steaming the ground pork with egg right next to me. So that takes 20 minutes. And while that is steaming, I'm cooking another dish over here. So I'm actually able to make 2 dishes in 20 minutes. And the rice is already cooking in a rice cooker. So all this takes is about 30 minutes for 2 dishes. So it's really quick. So then after I stir all the oyster sauce evenly, I will just kind of put them in the center. And then I'll just cover it with the wok cover. And then you just wait for it to... Okay, so we should now see the broccoli being very soft, and you can tell by how translucent the broccoli, the stalk looks. It's no longer bright white. So then what we're gonna do right now is actually turn down the flame, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a slurry. This is a very common thing in Chinese dishes, and you probably see it at restaurants. A slurry is just like a little sauce that we make to make the dish a little like come together. So all it is just cornstarch and some water. And then you can just mix it up like this. And you add it at the end when your stir fry is done. So just cornstarch and a little bit of water. Okay, so now I'm going to turn up the flame again. And I'm just going to add the beef back in. And then I'm just going to pretty much mix the beef and the broccoli together evenly. And remember, you don't want the beef to be in there for too long, because then it'll be overcooked. Once you see that it's becoming brown, just go ahead and pour your slurry in. And it adds a nice thick sauce here. And it's just and you stir it a little bit. And you just kind of let the slurry cook for a little bit. Turn up the flame a little bit. And when you see the slurry kind of just start bubbling up, you can see on the edges, the slurry is already bubbling up, and then it will thicken, and then you're gonna have a nice and thick brown sauce. So you see it's thickening up here. And then at this time, you can just turn off the flame, and then stir a little bit, and you see how that sauce thickens? You just kind of, and then you plate it, and then it'll be done.